Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. I'm a retired financial advisor. I've achieved financial freedom, and I think one of the goals I have in my life, the remaining part of my life, is to assist other people in achieving financial freedom and finding the avenues, the proven avenues that it can achieve that. Yesterday, well, we're remodeling our house. We're painting our kitchen cabinets, taking up some floors, putting down some hardwood, taking down some carpet, and putting down some hardwood, refinishing all the hardwood floors, doing quite a bit. And three guys showed up to move the furniture out of out of our upstairs into our garage so that Nita and I could live in our little studio apartment down here in the basement for probably about 2 weeks. And these are the three guys who showed up to do our moving. And actually, I got to know them quite well. One of them obviously is a bodybuilder. Another one turned out to be a budding artist. He likes to paint. And the other one's a very astute businessman. So as I talked to them, and I recognized, and as you see, they're African American, but they're all ambitious. They're all wanting to improve their lives. And they asked me what I did. And I said, well, I was a retired financial advisor. I have a YouTube channel. And I talk about investing and life in general. As it turned out, the bodybuilder says, I've had a YouTube channel, but I've never really had any success with it. And as I said, one was an artist, and we talked about art. And what I realized as I talked to these three young guys is what's holding them back is their exposure to opportunities, their realization that financial freedom is readily available to them if they just recognize the avenues that are available to them. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this video, because I think because you are watching financial videos, the market's down. The market's going through some hard times. It's reacting to rising interest rates, inflation, coming out of the coronavirus. And what I want to share with you is you may never see this kind of buying opportunity again. And I want you to just be confident that now is the time to buy stocks. And I want to share with you my idea of the stocks you should buy and how you can benefit. And that's what the three guys, I told them that I'd bring them back when we're finished to move the furniture back up. And that's the message I'm going to deliver to them, because in fact, one of them said to me, why are you sharing this with us? And I asked him, I said, you look to be about 40 years old. Are you married? He said, yeah, I do. I said, do you have children? He said, yeah, I have children. I said, if I can just affect you, if I can teach you something that gives you a better life, and you teach it to your children, and they teach it to their children, look at the power that I have in my hands right now just by teaching you one little thing. And that's the one little thing I want to teach you today. But first, this is not financial advice.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
What's the one little thing that I can teach you? It is that you are not the smartest guy in the room, okay? And once you recognize that and you say, okay, if I'm not the smartest guy in the room, who is? And how can I tie on to him or her and benefit from their genius? Elon Musk is a fine example. How can you benefit from his genius? You can invest in his stock. Jeff Bezos, a genius. you can invest in his stocks. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they were all geniuses. They were all the smartest guys in the room. And all you really needed to do, and that's all I really did. I'm financially independent. Is it because I made a lot of money when I was a financial advisor or when I was a Polaroid salesman? No, we spent all that money. We spent it. We led a good life. We put 2 cars in the garage. Hell, there's a BMW and a Porsche in there now. We spent the money, but I was forced, being a financial advisor, to accumulate some money in IRAs and 401ks. And I knew well enough to put that money in Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. I saw what was happening. And I said, I can't create Amazon. I can't create Microsoft. I can't create Tesla. So why don't I just invest in them? Oh, but the stock market goes up and down and up and down. I want to show you this. I've shown you this, most people, many times. This is my Trading Views psychiatrist. Trading Views is a charting service that is it is second to none. And if you don't have it in your investment toolbox, go down into the description and click on the link and get it in your toolbox and then create this chart here that I'm showing you. What it's showing you is the movement of the QQQs. I believe almost exclusively in the QQQs. I don't really want to invest in the old school Dow and the S&P 500. I want to be where the market is driven. And the market is driven, as it says on this chart, by change, innovation, and disruption. If you can discover that, if you can find that, and invest in it, and then just leave that money there, you're going to achieve financial independence just as I have, okay? And I want to emphasize this. This chart goes back to 2020, and you're going to see back in 2020 a tremendous drop in the QQs. It dropped 82%. That's that little blue box on the far, I guess that would be the right-hand side. Then it dropped 52% in the subprime crisis, which was the real estate crisis around 2008 to 2010. 52%. So if you had $100,000, it dropped in half. It dropped to $50,000. Well, at about that time, you were contemplating jumping out of a window. I hope it was a first floor window. Then in 2016, it came back and it dropped 26%. But notice the trajectory from 2000 to today. All you see is drops. Then we had the pandemic, and that was very short-lived. That's a 30% drop. Today, the QQQs are down 15% from its highs. Is that the bottom? I don't know. I really don't care. And I'm in a unique position because I don't need this money next week, next month, or next year. In fact, I don't need it. So I can look at that chart and say, what is the lesson to be learned here? And that's what I want to teach these 3 guys. What is the lesson to be learned there? The lesson to be learned is that, in fact, the stock market will always go up, particularly the QQQs. They will always go up, but they will have turned down what a lot of people like to call dips or corrections or crashes, which affords you buying opportunities. Am I saying time the market? No, that's not how I became financially independent. I just invested in the guys who were leading the charge. Now I look at what's going to be the change that is going to drive the market now. It is so obvious the biggest event that has happened in my 77 years is the coronavirus. It pointed out that our healthcare system is broken, much as World War II pointed out that the economic and military structure of the world was broken, and we fixed it. They will fix this. At the same time, we've recognized that our energy system is broken. We're polluting the planet. And we have a source of energy up there called the sun that will totally eliminate our dependence on fossil fuels. Is that change? Yeah, that's change. I need to invest in it. Then we had, just in the last couple weeks, months, we got the Russia-China situation. Is that change? Yeah. But all I got to do in all of this, whether it's healthcare, I failed to mention supply chain, we've got to bring our manufacturing back to the United States. That's a given. So 3D printing will do that. Robotics will do that. Healthcare, I've beaten you up with Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Carpentier and George Church. These are the people who are working in a lab today, as you and I are talking. They're working in a lab today, figuring out how to take disease out of our bodies. Is there anything else that is more important than taking disease out of our bodies and expanding and extending our lifespan? No. Other than maybe it really don't matter if we pollute the planet and we don't find a way to get rid of oil and coal and fossil fuels. But other than those two things, it is so obvious. So what I'm challenging you to do is look past this interest rate thing. And again, if you've heard my videos before, the way to beat inflation is technological disruption. The way to bring oil prices down is to stop using oil. We saw that in April, May of 2020, when we all were locked up in our houses and we couldn't drive our cars. What did the price of oil go to? A negative $37 a barrel. In other words, the oil companies would pay you $37 a barrel to take it off their freighters. Is that going to happen again? Yeah. What is it though today? It's $97 a barrel. And that's inflation. If you stop using it, it will deflate. And that's what solar energy will do. The cost of medical care is going up. That's inflation. If you take disease out of my body, I don't need the hospital. I don't need the health care. Is that inflationary or deflate? Well, of course it's deflationary. That's where we're going. That's the change that is about to change our lives. Supply chain. Right now, we can't get semiconductors, so the price of cars are going up. Well, what if we bring those semiconductor plants to the United States and we make them with robots and 3D printing, and the cost of them come down? Is that inflationary or deflationary? Of course it's deflationary. So don't get hung up on this short stuff. It's transitory. It will change. So I want you to recognize this. I want you to invest in the stocks I'm invested in. Half of my portfolio is in Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, and NVIDIA. Because these people got the money, they got the talent, and they'll buy into the change. They'll buy into it. Trust me. Then from there, Then you get into biotech, and then you get into 3D printing, and then you get into robotics, and then you get into, it's a little early yet, but solar energy. And if you're 27 years old and you'll just do that and dollar cost average into these stocks, if you want to know exactly, I own about, I guess, 22 stocks. And I make them available every day on my Discord. You just go to bestofusinvestors.com. You'll find a thing there, or you go to and you give me your email address and your name, and I'll send you a link to the Discord, and then you can see my portfolio on an every day, if that's what's important to you. If you need some instant gratification, then I am bringing you other presenters who talk to you about trading, who talk to you about value investing, who are going to talk to you about cryptocurrency, who are going to talk to you about bonds. So I want this channel to be your everything financial store. I'm going to build you a course on how to buy real estate, because I think that is another element of change that is coming our way. And you can see this. I mean, in my lifetime, I grew up in a row house in downtown Cincinnati. We moved to Champaign, Illinois, and we lived in a cracker box, and that was thrown up in post-World War II. As my dad made more money, we moved out into the suburbs on a bigger lot that I had to cut the grass. And then when Nita and I, we moved in onto acreage outside of Minnesota, and now what's happening? We're all looking to get back into that little neighborhood that I grew up in St. Bernard, Ohio, a suburb of Indianapolis, because it's just a moving back. And our real estate market, again, is changing. And I want you to be a part of it, and I'm going to build a course to show you how to be a part of it. And I did a video just the other day how it's changing. But that's where I want to go. I'll keep you abreast with the three guys who are going to come back and move my furniture again. And in fact, I'm going to see if I can't get the one who's the bodybuilder to become my trainer. Carrie's upper body is starting to move to his belly, and I need a trainer. And I'm thinking, wouldn't it be cool if this dude got me in a gym and we did a regular video on how to effectively change, there's that word again, your physical structure. Okay, again, Trading Views, get this chart, follow it. It's your psychologist. Build your toolbox of your investor's toolbox, and take peace in you pursue what you want to do, and then just go invest in the people who are smarter than you. Talk to you again tomorrow.